Get live, Jit. Yo, it's your boy Get Live Mar here, back with another YouTube video. And today, y'all boys, I'm gonna be teaching y'all boys how to become a defensive menace in college football 26. There's a lot of people saying, defense is hard to play, blase, all this. No, it's not, man. You just gotta have the correct scheme and just be a dog and make sure you catch those interceptions so you can take those picks back to the departments. So starting off with tip number one, before we really get in the deep dive of the defense, find a defensive playbook that fits you. Just because I run a certain playbook or your favorite, creators run a certain playbook doesn't mean you have to. Find something that you like running. Me personally, I like to blitz. I like to send the dogs. I like to play very aggressive. Now, you that's watching this, you may like to play conservative. You may only like to have 3 down linemen or even just send 4 every play. Me, I'm trying to blitz. I'm trying to get to that quarterback, make my opponent uncomfortable, make him make mistakes so he could throw picks so we could score on defense. Now, the next thing, find about 3 formations that you love to run. So right now, me personally, I like the multiple defensive playbook. I've been running it since last year. The reason for is because we have 3-4. They changed it this year. Now it's 3-4 tight instead of 3-4 odd, but it's still, kind of the same thing. So that's my first formation I like to run. Then 5-2. If y'all boys want to learn how to run 5-2 defense, make sure y'all boys click the link down below. If you're tired of losing on college football 25 and Madden 25, I'm here to make y'all boys compy. If y'all boys want to win 10 times more in both college football 25 and Madden 25, all you have to do is go to the link in the description and head over to my Patreon. I give out the best free sauce, even my own personal sauce. It's ebooks, coaching, the best defense, offense. I'm giving the best tips and tricks away just so y'all boys could continue to win in both college football and Madden 25. And head over to the Patreon, because I'm telling y'all boys, this defense right here, woo, when I'm locked in, this is the defense I'm running, and I promise you, nobody's scoring on me when we got to try hard and sweat in this 5-2 defense. So that's my 2 main money formations, and as y'all boys know, this is the only defensive playbook that 5-2 is in. And then we have 3-3 stack. And if y'all boys didn't know, 3-3 stack is not in the 3-3-5 tight defensive playbook anymore. So those are 3 formations, key formations that I love to run. Double mug is in every formation. We also have the load weeks and normal rush and the other dimes just as my safety, if like my safety formations, just in case it's like, dang, my 3-4 getting cooked, my 5-2 getting cooked, my 3-3 stack getting cooked. You always need those backup defenses. The next tip is basically knowing your team. What I mean by that, me personally, I like to play ultimate team. That's what I really play the most. Most of the time, I'm going to have the fastest players on the field, so I know what I can do. Like I said, I like to send the dogs. That's why I have to make sure I have the fastest defensive linemen, fastest linebackers, the fastest DBs, so we could be able to guard those, 99 players. Also, I like to have man corners and safeties because I like to run man a lot. So if you're running regs, just make sure, I'm telling you, you're not I'm trying to think of a PG-13 word. You're not a loser because you want to use Alabama or something like that. Hey, if that's who you want to choose, that's who you want to choose. Don't let nobody, talk you out of using your favorite team or a team with a good defense. Defense wins championships. Me personally, I would rather have a 99 defense in the 80 overall offense than a 99 offense in the 80 overall defense. And remember how I said knowing your players, knowing your defense, knowing your defensive playbook. So in the 3-4 tight, I know I cannot sub a safety in at my linebacker. So I need to have the fastest linebacker, a linebacker with the fastest change of direction, because that's who I'm going to be using primarily in this defense. 5-2, same thing. I know I have to use a linebacker, so I have to make sure I have the fastest linebackers because I cannot sub a safety in. Now, in nickel, we could sub safeties in at linebacker, so that's cool. Also, in dime, let me see just to make sure. Yeah, you can also sub in your free safeties and safeties there. So that's why I say it's important to have those fast players. Me personally, I look for teams, if I'm playing regs, that has fast users like linebackers as their user. Then I know I'm in good shape for the game, because you do not want a slow linebacker, because you're not going to be able to use a lurk and be able to make those tackles in the backfield when needed. So for all my people that play regs, When that game starts, like after that opening kickoff, press pause, click on coaching, go to depth charts, and do this for offense too, but since this is a defensive video, we're only worried about the defense right now. We're going to go down and look at our edge rusher, make sure we have our best edge rusher there. Now, mind you only have 30 seconds if your opponent, click circle. So you do have to do this quick, but I'm going to just do it slow for y'all boys just so y'all can see what I'm looking for. So we have a 90 overall, plus he has 85 speed with a lot of abilities. So, of course, we're going to keep him there. Our right end, he's an 84. He's the fastest one here, so we could keep him. I mean, we could also put in Keeley if we wanted him there because he has 80 speed, but we could keep Fox right there. D tackles, they usually are they're on the slower end, but he's a 92 overall. Look at his abilities. I don't mind him being there. Then we go to Sam. Hey, so this is where it's important to lock in and focus and know your team. We have a 65 overall. Overall does not matter because he has 89 speed. He has Robert and he has House Call. But I'm going to still start Dawson over him. But if we need to sub in a linebacker anywhere else, we could put Reese in. Then we're going to go to Mike. This is what I mean by that. We could just go ahead and put Reese in at Mike linebacker if we wanted to. So we just go down to Reese, find him. What I like to do, just not to mess up, like my rotation here, I'll put him at 4 and just move him up from there just so, I could still have those good people there if I needed them. So we're just going to go ahead and start Reese there. And then you could go ahead and you could keep Jefferson there, or you could just put the next fastest dude up next, which is 85 speed there, 74 overall. And then Will, we're good. He has 87 speed. Then you're going to look at the corners. This is also important. Now, of course, if you're using Jalen Mbakwe on offense, just keep him on offense. I mean, you could put him in at corner, but there's no reason to be Travis Hunter. I like to keep him on offense and then just put my fastest corners in unless they have abilities. Like I see he has knockout and bouncer. I'll keep him there over putting a 79 in just because of the abilities. And then looking at the defense, I normally, like DB-wise, I like to keep the people in with abilities over speed. So even though, Mincy is 2+ speed faster, that boy Keon has blow up and also has hammer. Also, for Hubbard, he has ball hawk and knockout over, 90 speed Kirkpatrick, who has, no abilities. Also, like I said, with the formations like nickel and dime, just go ahead and remember the fastest safeties that you have. So we have Kirkpatrick that we could sub in if we wanted him to play, in the box. And then we also have Mincy if we wanted to sub him in. You cannot put corners in on like in the middle of the field. It's only safeties, so that's why we're only looking at the safeties, like the fastest safeties on your team. Now that is all out the way, we're going to be getting into the bread and butter, y'all boys. First, we're going to go ahead and go to coaching adjustments. Now, me personally, I do keep my auto flip on. Now, depending on the defense, I will turn it off. Most of the time, I do have this on. Cornerback matchups. Now, this is important, y'all boys. Listen up. At the start of the year, where I play, like I said, I play Ultimate Team, but also in regs, by speed is the best one, but only when running man coverage. Because if you do this in zone, I'm telling you, you're going to be cooked, especially if your opponent likes to do motions and stuff. It's going to mess up your whole defense. So if you're running zone, keep it balanced. But if you're going to run man coverage, go ahead and do by speed, just so you can have the fastest player on the fastest player. Next, we're going to go ahead and go down to the option read key. Now this, me personally, I like to keep it on conservative. This is all personal preference. The reason is because, the read key, he focuses on the quarterback. We don't want to be, get caught lacking one game because the quarterback ends up pulling the ball and scoring because we have it on aggressive or even balanced. So just to be safe, I like to always keep this on conservative because I already play in the box. So I know when he hands that ball off to the running back, I'm going to make the tackle. I'm confident in that. But let's say if I have it on aggressive and he runs like a RPO where the quarterback keeps the ball and I'm forgetting, like we have to worry about this quarterback, like I said, we could be barbecue chicken. But like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, if you do go aggressive, the great thing about it is the quarterback has the ball. So if you blow him up, he could potentially fumble. But just to be on the safer end for me and how I like to run defenses, I just keep it on conservative, especially knowing how OP those RPOs are, where the QB can keep that ball. Now, RPO read keys, I really haven't touched it because people run the same RPO, so I'm already knowing the play, so I'm not too worried about that. And plus, RPO defense has been, good this year. Strip ball, keep it on balance, tackling balance. Now, my zone drops, these do change depending on where I'm at on the field. If y'all boys want those adjustments, make sure you head over to the Patreon link in the description. Now, the safety depth, safety width. As you see, one is on close, one is on pinch. Now, I only do this depending on the formation. So, if they're in some type of bunch or tight formation, those receivers are close together, then our safety depth is going to be close, and then safety width will be pitch. Now, if they're in spread, then that like spread or where those receivers are out wide, then we'll just go both default. Oh, I dropped my mic, y'all boys. We just go both default right here, just like that. And then next for the safety midpoint, I never touched this. So the first we're going to be going over, we're going to go ahead and put the safety depth close and then pinch, and I'm going to show y'all boys how this looks on the field. So as y'all boys see, they are in bunch right now. This is how the defense aligns. Hey, I'm not going to lie. If I was on offense and I see this, I know I'm not running the ball. Like I said, if you have a great defense, I'm not too worried about those safeties getting burnt. Now, if you do have a little bit of a slower team, you could just bag them up, just a little tad bit, just like that. But like I said, I'm not worried about it, and especially with the adjustments I make. But this is just to show y'all boys how these boys align to the formation like this. Now I'm gonna show you how it will look if you did not put close and pinch. Now this is it default. It's a big difference. I will be more comfortable running the ball here. Like I said, we do have them boys on the back end, deeper, but it just don't look as I mean, y'all see the difference of it. Like I said, those bunch formations, I like to go pinch and I like to go close. And earlier how I said I don't really like to turn auto flip off sometimes. This is why, because this is auto flip off. This is how the defense looks. You see we have somebody out of position, so we will have to manually click him and bring him all the way over with auto flip off. Now this is how it would look with auto flip on. Now we have auto flip on. Everybody, is in their position where they're going to play their zone. They're not across the field. So now we're in perfect position to play defense. And as I said earlier, y'all boys, like I said, I like to send the dogs. So right now we're going to be in 3-4 tight, and then we're going to run the Sam Blitz 0. And this is how I like to go ahead and set this up. Let's go ahead and back them boys up real quick. Back them up a little bit. So as you see, this is how it looks when I come out on defense. I like to play aggressive. I want my opponent to know I'm blitzing, just so he's already thinking like, oh my God, I'm about to get blitzed. He's panicking. Now on this, of course we got to be worried about the zigs and stuff, but your opponent is going to tell you that early on if he likes to throw zigs or not. And the best thing about it, that quarterback and like receiver, that whatever like he's audible in, they're going to like communicate. They're going to be letting each other know. So then that also gives you like a little tip on, who's he going to like put on a zig or at least route he's changing. So when we hike this ball, after we make a few adjustments, boom, that running back doesn't release, and you see we end up getting the sack. Now, as you see, let me go ahead and show y'all boys, put y'all boys on some game. We got that free edge rusher. He's going straight for the quarterback. He doesn't get confused at all. And the reason why he didn't get confused is because I clicked R1 and then I flicked up on my right stick to pass commit. Now, make sure y'all boys are pass committing when you know your opponent is passing. Can we go ahead and let me see if I can reset this play. Hopefully it doesn't pass commit. Okay, I just want to show y'all boys how it would look if we didn't pass commit right here. Oh, I mean, the boys got there. All right, let me see if it does it now real quick. All right, bet. Boom. All right, perfect. That is a perfect example of what I mean. You see, the edge rusher went directly for that running back. So in that little bit of time, that quarterback can roll out, and now he's gone because, look, it's nothing but space out here. Nothing but space. I mean, he ended up getting a sack, of course, but he went. I mean, that's waste. That's a lot of wasted time. And like I said, that could turn into a big play. That could turn into a touchdown just because we simply did not pass commit. Now, where a lot of people struggle at on defense is down in that goal line red zone area. Man, when y'all boys are down here, either run 3-4, what I like to run, or you could go 4-3. But like I said, I like to run 3-4 and run zone. Do not go man down here, because this is where you're going to get a lot of your slants, your zigs, and things like that. So just find the defense that you like. Like I said, all my setups are over on the Patreon. So boom, this is how it will look. First thing first, I want to key on is making sure he doesn't run the ball. So I don't like how this box looks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click my left arrow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flick down on my left stick to pinch that D line. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bring this safety down right here just to bring him closer, just in case they do run the ball, bring him in a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and user this linebacker right here. So this is how the defense looks. Now, I have to know that, you know, he could just go ahead and put 88 on the streak, so we have to recover right here just in case we don't run. So we're right here, we're worried about, okay, run first. If he runs the ball, we have to get him. If he passes it, then we're good. Another reason why you want to run zone down here is because you could switch stick so easy and end up getting your opponent. Now, if your opponent already told you like he likes to run with this quarterback, you could go ahead and just click R1 and then click L1, and that's how you QB contain. Another thing you could do, if you had problems already with him before, I like to just go ahead and put somebody on a QB spy. Now, how I like to, like, how do I choose who to put on a QB spy? I don't do the nose tackle just in case they do run this ball. And I don't do the person on the opposite side of the running back, because if he's lined up on that left side, 99% of the time he is going to run to the right. So I'm either going to put the end right here, or, you know, him right here. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and put this dude on the outside on it, and then we're just going to have those people with the hand in the dirt. We're going to have them blitzing the quarterback. So let's go ahead and snap this ball. Boom, they're passing, and then we just got to go ahead and cover whatever. Let's go ahead and sit him, and then we could just go ahead and come down just like that, and you see we end up getting that sack. We have an advantage on defense being able to see what formation our opponent comes out in. So when you're down here in this red zone goal line, make sure you see what he's coming out in first. If you see he's coming out in goal line or something under center like I formation, come out in something heavy also like goal line. So we're just going to go ahead and run the 60 base, or we could do 60 pinch. Let's go ahead and come out in 60 pinch just so we can have those big dogs. Also, sometimes I like to, just in case they end up deciding they want to do a pitch, just widen him out a little bit, so the people who's ever on the outside, just go ahead and widen them, and then we're going to bring down these linebackers. I like to just go ahead and sit behind these D tackles right here, just so I could, you know, go either way, choose either way I want to go. So when this ball is snapped, boom, we see we're there in the backfield making the tackle. Now, usering down here is very important. You got to make sure you're reading in all your P's and Q's down here, just so, you know, he doesn't end up scoring. And don't use their D-line. Do not use their D-line. Make sure you're on the linebacker, reading where, you know, they're trying to run the ball, so you can get these tackles and get the stops down in the red zone. This year, 26, we're able to custom stem our zones, which is a big, it makes a big difference. So to do that, I'm gonna just go ahead and double tap triangle since I'm trying to do a DB, and then click on X, hold L1, and then we're going to use our left stick to control it up or down. So this is just in case you forgot, you know, to do your zone drop. So if we think he's going to do RPO, we could bring it down. Or if he likes to run corners, you know, go ahead and set that, you know, about 25, 30 yards back right there. Also, if you're, you know, you're not planning on, hold on, let's go ahead. Like you don't plan on using this linebacker, you can also put him in a zone drop just like that. So just double tap your left arrow, click his icon. And then if we want him to play more, you know, right here, we just keep it there. And let's go ahead and hike this ball. And then we're just going to use her, you know, the dude on the other side, just so y'all can see how he plays it. So you see, he's just flat right there. Oh, we are in match coverage, but we still end up getting the sack. So let's do that one more time since we were in match. So to cancel match coverages, usually cover 4s and cover 3s are just going to automatically be in match. So you can just go ahead and click triangle and then flick up or down on your right stick to go underneath or over top, just like that. So now since we took out the match coverage, now we're going to go ahead and set it up again. Use him, bring him down right here, and then use the dude on this side. We'll hide this ball. As you see, he plays down there, playing everywhere we want him to, and then we can also switch stick and we end up getting that sack. So that is very effective this year. Make sure you're using your zone drops to your custom stem zones to your advantage, because like I said, you can literally play these players anywhere you want to. Let me go ahead and cancel the match real quick. Like I said, we can literally play him down here, also play triangle down here. We can also put these our safeties, we can put them even back more deep. Let me go ahead and L1 custom zone drop. As you see, we can move that to R1, move him down or back just like that. So if we want him to play more right here, and then go ahead and do circle, move him back even deeper like that. We could do something crazy like that. As you see, that's how they play it. We got him playing more down, and we end up getting the sack. All right, y'all boys, and if y'all boys want to know the top 5 defensive plays in college football 26, make sure y'all boys go watch my other video that I just dropped on the best plays and put all these together, and I'm telling y'all boys are going to be a defensive menace. And if y'all boys want to play like Mar and go crazy, make sure y'all boys head over to Patreon. If y'all boys have any questions, just go ahead and drop it down in the comments down below. It's your boy Get Like Mar, and I'll catch y'all boys next video.